In a courtroom behind these walls, Mohammed al-Ajami received news he didn't want to hear. The Qatari poet, seen here in court last month, was hoping to be set free, but instead his life sentence was reduced to 15 years. The hearing lasted only a few minutes, where the poet was surrounded by at least 8 armed guards. His supporters had packed the courtroom. Some here say his conviction is politically motivated. But Qatar's Attorney General dismisses any accusation that this is a political matter and says it's actually very simple. Mohammed al-Ajami broke the law.
It is a totally solid case. There is an offense punishable under law, and the perpetrator confessed to the offense. The case was heard by honest judges whom we trust, where he was sentenced to a life term. After appeal, the sentence was commuted to 15 years in jail. At the end of the day, there is a court ruling and procedures have been honored.
Qatar's constitution guarantees freedom of expression in accordance with the law, but insulting the Emir carries a 5-year prison sentence, whereas inciting the overthrow of the regime means life. Ajami has been convicted of inciting to overthrow the system and insulting the Emir using poetry. Human rights groups say it's a harsh sentence. And what does it mean for freedom of expression?
Some people consider that a disaster, especially because of the role of Qatar. And Qatar is a good supporter for freedom of expression in the whole Arab countries and the whole of the world. That's why I don't think that it's good for Qatar to have such like this case.
But the government maintains Ajami's conviction is justified, and it will seek to reinstate the life sentence at the Court of Cassation, which is the Supreme Court here.
Speaking of freedom, we must realize that what separates freedom from mayhem is the law. When one acts within the perimeters of the law, he is acting within a permissible course of action as defined by the lawmaker. Otherwise, he is acting beyond the boundaries of the freedom cherished by the law into mayhem.
But the defense team hasn't given up and will try to have the sentence thrown out entirely.
Mohammed al-Ajami's legal team will now appeal to the Supreme Court as a last resort. And his lawyer tells us that'll probably take place in the next 3 to 4 weeks. But certainly a lot of outrage, disbelief and shock from the supporters of the poet here in court at the verdict handed down today. Stephanie Dekker, Al Jazeera, Doha.